Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Apex Racing TV. We're back with the Porsche iRacing Cup. We're at Okayama. What a stark contrast from last week. Conrad Venter is alongside me for this one. Conrad, so yeah, massive track to short, tiny little thing.
Yeah, and somehow I think we might see more overtaking here than we did last week. Done a couple of races myself this past week, and it's been interesting, especially with this run down to the hairpin.
Yeah, just having a quick look at temperatures out there at the moment. So 26 degree ambient temperature, 41 degree track temp. So track's a little bit warm, clear sky, so the sun's beating down, but wind nice and low. So shouldn't really be too much of an issue for the guys. But of course, we'll make the tyres just perhaps a little bit greasy. So yeah, let's see what we get with this one.
I think a lot of the drivers are still sort of feeling their way around the car. You know, which way to set it up, to their liking, most of all. And some of the races I've seen this week, some of the races I've done this week have certainly been very, very interesting.
Yeah, of course, around the Nurburgring last week, it was a great race, very, very close. Didn't know what it was. We did have a big crash at the start, of course, which separated it apart a little bit. So let's hope we don't see a repeat of that today, because yeah, we want a bit of a thriller on our hands. So 6,300 strength for field? Did I hear people saying? So yeah, so pretty reasonable.
And I'm just looking through the driver lineup we've got in this race, and I'm also looking at the overall standings for this series, and a lot of the drivers that we've got in this race is not actually featuring in the top 25 of the official standings at the moment. There's a few of them, but not a lot. Ones I can spot so far is David Williams is one of them. Mr. Alexander Voss is missing tonight, but this is a prime opportunity for someone to score good points very late in the week.
Yeah, and interesting. I see some slight differences in temperatures being pointed out here. Can you confirm the temperature settings for us, Conrad? Just to make sure.
I've got the ambient temperature down as 25 degrees centigrade and track temperature at 30 degrees.
Okay, so way off what we were getting there. So we'll have to have a little look at that overlay playing funny buggers with us. So yeah. Right, well, qualifying is underway. Obviously, a few guys have set their laps. Ricardo Castrolido, he did a great job last week with quali. He got himself second on the grid, so featuring strongly. Frederick Rasmussen currently sat second. He is away again, so I don't know if that's his laps done. Might well be. Rens Brookman, he needs a better race following what happened last week. Caught up in that huge crash, wasn't he? So sitting fourth overall at the moment. David Williams, his teammate, he's still out there trying to improve, but currently in 8th place.
Like you say, Rens will be looking for a really good result. He's one of the drivers that's in this race. Good opportunity for good points. I can't see him in the top 25 of the overall standings at the moment. So yeah, he'll be very eager to get a good result. It is a short season we've got as well. It's only 5 weeks since this car just replaced the old C-Spec when it became available. It's only a 5 week season. We're in week 2 now. We've got some great tracks coming up in the final few weeks.
A few more liveries have been painted as well, so we'll try and update those when the server swaps as well, just to make sure we haven't missed any.
I'm just looking at the qualifying times. Castrolido on pole at the moment with 1:28.1, and 25th is Marcel Fassbender, a 1:29.4, and that 1:29.4 is probably good enough to put him on pole for most of the other races during the week, apart from the SOF races that you get over the weekend. So it's going to be very close, very competitive, and no doubt there's a few spots on this track where we might see a few people coming together as well. So keep your eyes open for any shenanigans kicking off in the first few laps.
Yeah, that is ridiculously close actually, that grid, when you look at it. That top 25. You've seen grids on the World Championship further apart than that, so yeah, impressive stuff indeed.
I'm just having a look at Frederick Rasmussen as well. He's out on track at the moment, but he's just stopping. He was stopping on the back straight on the run down towards the hairpin, doing practice starts, and he's going to do it again.
Yeah, obviously just wants to nail that. Obviously, Frederick for core. We got his details? No, we haven't. Worth pointing out again, so all the drivers that didn't turn up, pop your head into the iRacing forum for the Porsche. There's a thread in there for the broadcast and a link to fill your data in. So get that added in there, and we can start to get all of your data and your flags and teams and sponsors and stuff like that on show. Alright, Conrad, well that looks like it is about it. The timing screen ticks over, so do you want to take us through that grid?
Yeah, we've got Ricardo Castrolido on pole position. Next to him is Frederick Rasmussen in second place. The second row is Kim Eriksson, Rens Brookman. Joni Heikkinen in fifth place with Jesus Cicella in sixth. Seventh is Nils Koch. David Williams in eighth place. Alexander Manea and Mikko Malkala making up the fifth row. Ross Balfour in 11th. Lucas Jestad in 12th place. Sebastian Duncan in 13th, John De Vale in 14th, Jack Sedgwick in 15th place, Kay Kashub in 16th, Adria Perez in 17th, Zoran Jonic in 18th place, Moritz Lona and Petri Kotovara making up the 10th row. Then we've got Romano Bernic and Yuso Itala in 22nd, Jürgen Frank in 23rd, Kevin Rotting in 24th, and Marcel Fassbender in 25th place.
I always drop you in it, but you do such a great job, mate. So,
I don't mind
play.
people shouting at me for butchering their names. If I've done it tonight, please feel free to post in the iRacing forum thread and to help me out with the pronunciation.
Yeah, let us know. There's all those links that they can send so we can get it done properly. So here we go then, the second round of the iRacing Porsche Cup is away. It's a great start from Rasmussen. He might get a chance to look into turn one. He does indeed. Castrolido has to leave a little bit of room. He'll have the inside for turn two.
And those practice starts from Rasmussen and qualifying certainly paid off.
Yeah, good start from him. Up, the rest of the field away. No collision so far. It's going to bottleneck somewhat into this first hairpin. But it's that second one that we're going to keep an eye out for. I think that's where, if we see anything, it's going to be there. So tight. Probably the tightest corner on the whole service. Rasmussen feels the need to go a little bit defensive. Front two just broke away a little bit. A 3 wide further back going into the hairpin as well. Where's last week's winner? Manea all the way down in 12th place right now.
And everybody has filtered through. Oh, there's some contact. Everybody's still going though.
David Williams and Mika Malika there.
There's a couple of guys that's just dropped off the back a little bit. David Williams, like you said, in the VRS Coanda car. Oh yeah, we've got one of the guys over. Who was that?
That was Miko. Yeah, Mika Malika, I think. Again, let me know if it's
Malkila. We'll figure it out. Just to complete the first lap, leader's coming down into turn one once again.
He's had to take a tow, unfortunately, as well. So that looks like him done. David into the pits as well. Yeah, so unfortunate for those two. But the rest of the field is away and in a massive train right now.
David Williams might have Might have hoped that he was going into the pits and just had the car turned around in the last corner. He's still going though, but he's miles off the pace. He's got a job on his hands to come back. Having said all of that, with a few incidents on the first lap and a half, this race has certainly been a lot cleaner and more respectful than some of the other stuff we've seen so far this week. It's great driving by these guys.
Oh, someone just got absolutely nerfed into the hairpin, 3-car pile-up. Just looked like I'm not sure who that was who just darted out from the slipstream, but just caught the Iberica car there, and and around. That was poor old poor Perez who got hit, and then he was just a passenger really. Someone in the car got turned, but they're all still going, but. Yeah, there's some damage out there.
Yeah, that was Moritz Lorna. He was in Perez's slipstream, tagged him as he came out of the slipstream, got on the brakes way too late, and ran straight. Well, no, Perez unfortunately couldn't do anything. Collected another car. Lorna still, he got off a little bit scot-free there for an incident that he caused.
Yeah, unfortunately, these things happen, don't they, sometimes? So
again, commentators striking a little bit as well.
You know, you like to leave it to the last minute to duck out from the slipstream, but yeah, on that circumstance, just a little bit too close. Just 25 minutes these races, Conrad. So very, very short indeed. Tight track, Okayama, difficult to overtake. You really need the guys to make little mistakes, so it's going to be difficult for Castrolido, I think, to regain this position. He needs to really put Rasmussen under a lot of pressure, and I saw Frederick do a race the other day, and he was relentless with his consistency, so these guys are going to really struggle. They're going to have to rattle him somehow. Brookman up into third place, Jesus Cecilia down to fourth, and then Joni Häkkinen just in fifth place there as well. So very, very close, top four, and but the guys just behind, just spreading out just ever so slightly.
And this really is a car, and especially with this track as well. If you're consistent, if you can hit that apex and get a good exit, overtaking is really, really difficult. It's like you said, they're going to have to sort of coax them into a mistake of some sort. When for the close racing that these guys are used to, even half a second, which the gap is between the front two at the moment, half a second is not really anything to rattle Rasmussen. But it is great to see these liveries on these cars out in front. Was it Core Motorsport, Core Simsport that we've got Rasmussen in? We've got Radicals, Castrolido, Goanda. For Brookman, it's almost like we're watching a McLaren, the World Championship Series.
Yeah, all the guys, all the teams are out there and featuring. I'm hearing some contact. So Goran Jonic around, and he's Orion Racing. Let's have a look, see what that one was. We didn't see that.
Zoranjanic's got a really bad bent rear wing as well, so he's been in the walls a little bit.
Just pick that up. Is he going to get a little tag from behind here? Oh, I think he does. Someone just pokes his nose in, but Zoran doesn't really see him coming. Tries to close the door, but really, it's it was too little, too late. And then recovering, hits the wall a few times as well. Sorry, Zoran, for showing that one.
Yeah, Jonic is deciding to go into the pits.
Dunkel very, very close to Ericsson here as well, so 8th and 9th place. Definitely looks like he's perhaps got the edge on Kim here. Maybe an opportunity to get a move done as we head down towards the first of the hairpins.
So this turn 4 coming onto this back straight. You might disagree with me. I reckon that's that's the most important corner on the track.
Oh,
If you
yes.
don't get that right, then you leave yourself open to be overtaken, or if you can't get it right, you're never going to overtake anybody.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly that. It's got a horrible little dip on the way out of that corner as well, but the car just gets a little bit light as you go over it. So you've got to be aware of it, and we will see. We'll try and catch an onboard shot of someone later on, and you can probably see him go over that little bit because there's always just a little bit of opposite lock required as you go over there.
Oh, that's if you have the testicular fortitude to keep your foot in it, going over that bump. People like me lift a little bit.
Ren's getting quite close to Castrolido as Rasmussen starts to stretch his legs out front now. 1 second clear, and we're not quite 10 minutes into this race.
Just a little note. We know how far David Williams was behind at the after the first lap with his incidents, but we can see how much time people are losing when they start battling each other. And he's not that far off Sedgwick at the moment. He's making his way back up to towards the top 20.
Just on board with Ren. Sorry to cut you off there, Conrad. Doesn't quite get a great run onto there. Ricardo looks pretty quick in a straight line, so slipstream not huge. Little lock up for Ricardo into the hairpin, and Renz closes back up again, using all that apex on the inside, over the curbs on the right there. Pretty standard line, just in case anyone was wondering. A great run out into the very, very tight, twisty section. Everyone knows this very, very well from rookies. And yeah, you either love it or you hate it.
Oh, you can see Castrolido is trying really hard, just getting a little bit of a slide coming through out of a couple of those corners. I think he's really feeling the pressure from Rens Brookman at the moment. But these are great races to watch. I mean, the self-control that these guys have going into that hairpin, not to make a silly dive bomb or anything like that. It's certainly where somebody who's trying to learn about the car and how to drive it and what you can do with it can learn a lot from.
Yeah, absolutely. Kotavara coming under a little bit of pressure as well. The Glacier Racing driver. Just yeah, got his mirrors full at the moment. Oh, there's so much smoke. Well, dust just kicked up through there. A few drivers wide into that gravel trap. Great little shot as they flew through there. 15 minutes left on the clock, so that time is counting down very, very fast. The pack is still ridiculously close. Niles having to defend as well into the hairpin. Lucas having a look. He's going to try and go around the outside here. Can't quite get it done. Oh, defending again. So close to contact through there. Got to be careful as well because Ericsson and Dunkel have closed up behind, so he had some time there to make a move fairly unchallenged from behind, but now he's got to time his move. Definitely looks like he's got the edge.
And it sort of feels like all of this is building up. There's only 14.5 minutes left on the clock. Oh, somebody's going to have a little show going into turn one there. Not going for the move. That was Dunkel.
Castrolido, 0.8 of a second behind our leader. Closed in 0.2 that lap. Starting to wind it up himself as well now. So this, the battle for the lead isn't over and done with. He's pulled away from half a second from Renz as well that lap, so not worried about what's behind him so much now, can focus on what's in front.
Yeah, he's got this group of 5 at the front that's created a bit of a gap. You might just have a couple of them holding station at the moment. Like I said, you do lose an incredible amount of time when you start fighting side by side in this car around this track. So once they start doing the final few laps, they're going to need that gap in order not to let anybody from 6th place down get involved in the fight.
Yeah, Yoni having a little look on Cecilia. Late braking for Cecilia. He somehow manages to get the car stopped, even though he locks the brakes all the way into the corner. Very late defence, but manages to hold it off.
And look at the gap. Just that one move. Look at the gap that's been created between third and fourth place.
Yeah, 1.3 seconds, so makes a big difference.
Oh, is Johnny gonna have another look down into turn one? Somebody else is having a look at the back. No, it's Dunkel again.
Dunkel, yeah, sat there patiently all race, long behind Ericsson, hasn't been able to do anything. And actually Dunkel looks like he's got a tiny little bit of damage on his wing there as well. Can you see that on the left side there? You're looking at it from the rear.
Very easy to pick up damage in this car. Just the slightest touches will bend that rear wing. True, really the main battle at the moment is between fourth and fifth, and then the top three. Everyone behind. There's a slight battle going on for 15th position. Romano, Birinic with Moritz Lorna. Just behind Moritz Lorna, gonna have a look into the airpin. No, he thinks better of it this time. None of that shenanigans from earlier in the race. Kotavara under a little bit of pressure from Hitala as well.
Find that, there we go. Yeah, these guys just haven't been separated for about the last 10 minutes, have they? I think we checked in on them, and
if they come through these final few corners, you can easily see who's got the more stable setup. There's a few of them slide the car coming out of the corners.
Yeah, it's interesting because talking to Antoine, I know he's done a few races today, well this week, and you know, he went for one that was slightly more grippy in the slow speed over sort of the high speed stuff. Car's very good out of the corners, but you know, loses a bit of time in the faster stuff. So it's a bit of a compromise, this circuit. Again, Castrolillo losing a little bit of time on Rasmussen, but that last lap they were pretty much nip and tuck.
Sort of feel like an anxious teenager waiting for this midfield to get into their groove for the final 10 minutes. As they're all nicely line astern running through the second half of the track, but with the points that's on offer tonight, an estimated 361 for the winner. There's you can be sure that there's going to be some optimistic moves towards the end of the race.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be a few desperate lunges will come out. Who knows? Rasmussen locking up a little bit in the final corner, using that runoff area. Fortunately, the wind is in the direction where it kicks the dust off and away from the circuit, so it's not building up like we've seen in previous races. There can get pretty bad there. Back to Dunkel, very close once again. Ericsson. Always very difficult when the car in front of you has got some sort of slipstream as well. Try and get something done. Alexander Manea behind as well. He's moved up a couple of places. So, well, technically down one from his start position. So, but he did say, didn't he, last week when we were having an interview with him, wasn't a fan of this place, and well, I hate to say it, but I think it's showing a little bit. But I'll take nothing away from him because I suck around it.
Yeah, it's a funny old track. I can't say that I'm too fond of it either, but funny enough, it's like Laguna Seca. This is one of the tracks that I normally go quite well at, but yeah, not a fan of driving it.
Oh, Dunkel around. A switch away from him just for a second. He's recovering. Let's see exactly how that come about.
Oh, he's dropped way down, hasn't he?
Yeah, all the way down to 19th once we're going to see this. Little blink down the straight. Oh, he goes for a move. He just knew he got it wrong. And yeah, absolutely locks up trying to avoid hitting. So, good, to be honest, good fair driving. He could have nailed him. So, didn't. He decided to bail out and save the competition.
Yeah, it's the second time I've seen that happen to someone today. Maybe just getting, yeah, he was in the slipstream of the car in front, maybe just missing his braking point a little bit. Instead of going for the lunge of the inside, he decided, well, I think he was forced to take it towards the outside in order not to hit anybody in front of him. Yeah, but gut-wrenching for him. He's, like I say, he's all the way down into 19th place. He's fighting for the minor points. It's just under 8 minutes left to go, and I think the Fassbender's just got a really bad exit out of turn 4. Don't think David Williams is going to be close enough to make a move on him though. But this might just be the point in the race where we start seeing people struggle a little bit. Romano Berenic having a little look up the inside of Moritz Lorna. He's going to make it stick. Yes, he is.
Good move, wants to fight straight back. Oh, does Lorna? No, he's not. He's just going defensive to make sure Cotavara doesn't get through. And this could be opportunity as well. It's been waiting.
Right, here we go, fellas. Get the popcorn out. Itala's getting in on the party as well. And yeah, Perez just a little bit further behind. But yeah, we've got a 4-car party coming onto the main straight now.
6.5 minutes of this race roughly to go. The gap at the front is as small as it ever been as well. We're going to have to check in on that in a moment. Yeah, these guys settled down. Let's take a quick look. Rasmussen just a half a second in front now. Hasn't been able to get away at all.
It's been interesting to see the gap between this front three ebb and flow, with Rasmussen looking like he was going to pull away and then getting reeled back in again, and then Castrolito being under pressure from Brookman and him pulling away a little bit. Hopefully it all comes together very nicely in the last 2 laps.
Yeah, what we really want is some 3-wide action with the last sector, please. Come on guys, make it happen.
Pretty sure there'll be a spotter or 2 watching or listening in. So yeah, like Alex says, make it happen.
I tell you what, Frederick gets a great exit off those final couple of corners. His car looks absolutely planted through there. He seems to be able to pick up the gas that much earlier, and Castrolito just seems to have to be a little bit more patient. He always loses a couple of tenths as both drivers go wide and into the gravel trap on the outside of turn 2. Doesn't slow him down too much though.
I always used to get a little bit excited when I saw those dust clouds. Thought somebody might have spun it. Time to make up a position. These days it's just a normal thing.
Battle of the damaged cars as Dunkel's trying to get past Perez now to the first of the hairpins. Definitely had a good car, as said, but just not been able to do anything with it. Like I said, that little mistake earlier on really did cost him big time. Group of 4 in front of him as well. Still just having their little battle, but no one can seem to move forward. Did say it was going to be difficult to overtake, and I have to say, Conrad, apart from the odd little mistakes in the first couple of laps, I don't think I've seen one.
Yeah, I certainly thought we'd see a few more than what we've done. But I think these guys are smart enough and experienced enough to know that not to make any silly moves.
Yeah, top 10 cars separated by less than 10 seconds at this point, just to give you guys an idea of where everybody still is in relation to everyone else. So it's still ridiculously close out there. Now a little mistake from the leaders get together, they're going to find themselves outside the top 10.
I would like to see the spread of lap times for these front three. I don't think they've done fastest laps of 1:28.6.
Okay. Well, let's look at this then for the previous lap. Well, I'm not quite sure why it's showing that on the screen, but on my data I've got a 3.48, a 3.17 and a 3.44 between the top 3. So Yeah. Crazy.
What is that? 300 of a second?
Oh, I know what it's showing that. There we go. Let's get that right. Yeah. Amazing. Amazingly close.
It just goes to show how important qualifying is going to be in this series as well, with these kind of tracks coming up. Next week, of course, we've got Montreal, which are going by this. Overtaking is not going to be much easier around there either. I think Sebastian Denkel's had another little incident. He's just dropped down to 23rd. You can see Rasmussen pushing really hard now, running really wide coming out of the last turn. What have they got left? 2.5 minutes. That's another 2 laps.
Yeah, I think so. Should just sneak it in.
For most of the week, it's been 17 lap races. Yeah, this will be the same. Right, so for any of this top speed, if they have got any aspirations of winning this race, now is the time to eke out every little bit of performance they've got left in those tires.
Yeah, it really is go time, isn't it? You know.
It's not a very long lap, so you sort of think you still have time, and by the time you know it, the lap's finished. You've got to make it happen now.
Starting to get a little bit closer, further back as well. Just looking at the little group behind. Ericsson, Mania are there as well. Balfour, a couple of seconds behind that. 1 minute 32 to go. So yeah, the next one will definitely be the final lap of the race. They're not going to sneak through another.
They were really close on lap times again, this front three, the previous lap. And they're quicker than
269 and 281. That's crazy.
The only other person to get close to them was Manea, who did a 0.2 as well. Everybody else about 2 or 3 tenths slower. Right, here we go then. Last lap.
On board with Ricardo, see if he can get a little bit closer. A little bit wide there for Rasmussen. Again, it doesn't slow him down at all. Half a second clear to go into the first of the hairpins again. Oh, good entry. Closes up by a tenth of a second. Doesn't quite get the exit that he'll want. So he'll be chasing that speed all the way. Brookman 6/10 of a second behind Ricardo at this point. So all on Ricardo, I think, if he's going to do it. Oh, late on the brakes again. Doesn't lock up at all. Nails the apex. Does Castrolido. Watch for the off track on the inside there. Don't do that on the final lap of the race. You'll be kicking yourself, that's for sure. 10 seconds to go until the white flag comes out.
Yeah, unless something disastrous happens to Rasmussen, this final few corners, he's going to take the win. He's been looking really solid through here. Don't think Castrolido is going to get much closer than he is now. Like I've said, Rasmussen's been looking like he's got a really good exit coming out of this final corner. Just needs to negotiate this final turn. Gets on the power, down the start finish, over towards the pit wall, and taking the win. Frederick Rasmussen with Ricardo Castrolido in second place, just behind them Rens Brookman and Jesus Cecilia in fourth place. And who's running out the top 5? Joni Heikkinen. That is that was a fantastic race. Behind them, not much happening on the final lap.
No, all very, very close, but again, no one able to make the move so close. But the field is so strong. And yeah, so top 10, Keiko Schuber there, finishing in 10th, 11.7 seconds behind, something like that in the end. So, I mean, that's, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is. I mean, you even look down towards I need to say 30. It's car number 23rd, which was Sebastian Dunkel. He had multiple incidents. He was only 33 seconds behind, and putting Jürgen Frank under a bit of pressure coming on the last laps. Really close, and it bodes really well for the rest of the season, and next season as well, when we have when we're bound to have a 12-week season.
Yeah, looking forward to next week's track as well. I think we do need somewhere a little bit wider. There's 2 narrow tracks that we've had, which has made overtaking very, very difficult. And yeah, I think where are we next week?
Oh, we've got
Yeah, so Montreal next. So I mean, that's surely going to be it's going to be some moves going on there. Huge long straights, tough chicanes, interesting curbs. It's going to take the engineers some work to set the cars up as well, because not only do you need great straight line speed, you also need a lot of great traction coming out of those corners as well. Come and give us a bit of a drift. Thank you.
I think this is something the teams will be working on over the next few weeks, Rasmussen. Yeah, testing out the dirt model. Yeah, teams are working towards how to set the car up for certain characteristics on the tracks. Again, we've had 3 very unique tracks, and well, these first 2 weeks, and then we've got Montreal next week. So 3 very unique tracks, and then the 4th one, week 4, we've got Le Mans, which is something completely different. And yeah, that's where they're going to shave the wing off the car, and we're going to see what it's like when these cars run line astern at 280 kilometers an hour.
Right, mate, while he's out there enjoying himself, doing his donuts and his drifting and whatnot, do you want to run through the final classified results?
Yeah, we've got, as you can see, Rasmussen's doing his donuts. He obviously took the win. Ricardo Castrolito in 2nd place, only 0.4 seconds behind. Rens Brookman having a great result after last week's disaster in 3rd place. Jesus Cecilia in 4th place. Johnny Heikkinen in 5th. Nils Koch in 6th place. Lucas, yes, that had a brilliant race. He made up 5 places from his starting position to finish 7th. Kim Eriksson finished in 8th place. Alexander Manea, a winner from last week, finished in 9th. Behind him was Ross Balfour in 10th place. Kay Cashew in 11th. John DeVale in 12th place. Kevin Rotting in 13th. 14th place was Romano Berenich. 15th place was Moritz Lorna. Petra Rivara in 16th. 17th place was Yuso Hitala. David Williams recovering from his early race problems to finish in 18th place. Adria Perez in 19th. Marcel Fassbender in 20th. Jack Sedgwick in 21st. Jürgen Frank in 22nd. 23rd was Sebastian Denkel. A bit of a race to forget for him. And then we only had the 2 non-finishers. Zoran Janic running into a bit of trouble. He finished in 24th. And Mikko Malkila and 25th.
Miko's going to have to come on and tell us how to do that one at some point.
Yeah. Or maybe we should get our other cameraman, Sam, dragging up here, help us out with these Scandinavian names.
Yeah, Mr. Kumo, come and help us out. Right, well, thank you once again, mate. No one's coming for an interview. They're all too shy. If you don't know the team speak details, I have to say they are going to change shortly, so I will put them on the chat.
Well, I tell you what, I don't blame anybody for not coming in. If I'd just done that race, I'd be spent.
I'm not surprised. But yeah, so anyone wants to jump in the next 30 seconds, we'll have a quick interview. Of course, by the time the delay broadcast goes through, we'll already be wrapping it up. So just me using it as a good excuse to go, there you go, let's see ya. Right, mate, always a pleasure to have you in and commentating with me. Another thrilling race. This is going to be a really exciting series. Obviously, just a little short 6-week one, isn't it? But I think moving forward, as an independent championship, and of course, once this car hits the IMSA as well, I think it's going to have some great racing on our hands on Apex Racing TV.
Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to the rest of the season. It's great to watch these guys drive these cars each week, and I'm particularly looking forward to Le Mans. Can't wait for it.
Right. Okay. Yep. No one's come in. So yeah. With that, replay of the start back up, and then we'll wish everyone a a good night. So, well, I say a good night, but I'm back on Apex Racing TV at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yes, for the Rickmatech Sports Car Series. So, if you fancy some multi-class action, come and join us for that one as well. A lot of fun, very close series as well. Myself and Andrew Woodhouse in the booth for that one. And right now on the other channel as well, we Samuli, Adam Bath and Nathan Davis are also doing a sports car championship broadcast as well, so flip on over to that one and watch it. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed this show. Follow us on all the good social media, so Facebook, Twitter, and of course subscribe as well, and you'll get the notifications of when we go live. But thanks again for tuning in. We will catch you later on tonight for the Rickmatech Sports Car Series. Alex Simpson, Conrad Venter, the iRacing Porsche Cup here at Okayama. Frederick Rasmussen taking the win.